Hey guys, welcome back. So in this tutorial, we're going to see how to invoke multi-windows or tab, which is the features of Selenium V4. As an example, during your test execution, at the middle of your execution, you might need to launch two different application or domain and at the same time. You can do it, that kind of scenario, easily with the help of Selenium V4's features that give you or allow you to work on multi-window form for different application or different domain. Here is our test scenarios. So we're going to navigate Codenbox Automationlab.com practice. This is our first window, and in this window we have one of the say element, so example over here, hide show example. So this is the text fields. We want to text over, enter or fill this box by after at the same time we launch Codenbox. That's another domain, codenbox.com. From there we'll get the title from there, and then we'll come back and we'll fill this text field through the title of Codenbox from this application. So here's the two different domain. One is Codenbox Automationlab.com, another one is Codenbox.com. And we can open the second. So this is the first application, and then we can launch our second application whether in another tab or even in a separate window. Like this is a window. Anyway we can do it through the Selenium V4's features. Okay, so that's our exercise. Okay, let's go to our Eclipse. So here we're going to first thing first, we're going to put the prerequisite code, or we're going to enter our common code to launch our browser, as well as initialize our driver, which is the new Chrome driver, WebDriver driver, and then it's not showing the package, so no problem. Control Shift and O, it should automatically bring the package, import the package. Okay, so after we launch, this is our first window. Okay, and then we want to open a new window, so new window or tab. So let's see, we're going to open a new window or tab for our second application. So to do this, we can say driver dot, we can say switch to. So we're saying, hey driver, switch to what? Switch to, you can say there is a method is called new window, and this method is coming from the Selenium V4 new window, and the argument is window type. Okay, so you have to put the window type inside. So let's new window, and then let's put the window type. So what would be the window? You have to tell window type, whether it's window type is tab, window, what do you want? So let's use the window. So we want a new window will be completely separate. So either any one you can use, either you can try as an exercise using the tab. So I'm going to use window. So my new window will open for the second application through the window. There will be new window. Okay, and then after that, what? So let me save it and let's run it. You can see this should, right now there is no application attached with this new window, so it should open a blank window. So let's run it. You can see it. Maximize, that's our first or parent window. Then here is the second window, and it's a blank, you see, because we didn't navigate to any application. So next thing, so we want to open our second application in this blank window, which is the open Codenbox. Okay, to do this, so we'll say driver dot get, what would be the application name? Codenbox automation. We'll see, let me go there. So this is the application URL, right? Application URL. And then if we, what our target is to get the title of this application. So then we'll say driver dot get title, right? We'll see, we'll ask for the driver to get title from this application. But is that going to work? No. The reason why, up until here, it's our driver control is still, or scope our driver to work on this first application, Codenbox Automationlab.com. And after we said, okay, open a new window, it will still open a new window. But if we need to navigate to this window, it means our driver have to move up there, have to switch the windows. Same concept like, we have seen our previous lecture, how to handle multi-window. Then, to work on multi-window, you have to switch your driver from your parent to your child window, whatever the window you want to work, right? Same concept over here. So we have to work on this, this application or window. I have to switch our driver or navigate our driver to, to this application. So how is going to switch? To switch any window or tab, our driver have to give a window handles ID, because when there is a tab or window open, something like that, behind the scene, for every tab there is a ID or session ID, unique session ID is created. So for this one there is a session ID created, and for this one there's a session ID created. So we need those session ID so that we can pass those session ID, give it to our driver so that our driver can exactly understand what window need to move. So to do this, let's see how can we do this. So we'll say over here, driver dot, we'll say switch to what? Switch to window, window, right? Window, you can see there is a return type is string, and also over here it said, you can see string name or handle. So you have to pass the handle, which is the ID that's created for each and every window when it's launched, right? So let's select this one. We'll pass over here handle. Okay, so here we're saying, so before we work on this or launch this page, we have to say our driver switch to window and handle. What window? This is the handle or an ID, that's which is called session ID. So how we can get the handle ID? So let's come over here. To get a session ID or handles for each and every application which is open through our driver, in Selenium there is a method we all know. We have covered this part already in our previous section. You can have a look. So there is a method, is called driver dot get window. You can see there is a method, it's a get window and get window handles method, and it's a return type, it's string, and there is a set data type, you can see. So let's select this one, get window handles. So get window handles method will have the knowledge for each and every window being open through our driver. Or so let's put this one over here. I will say give this one name is handles. Okay, since it will have the knowledge for all the applications, session ID or handles ID. Handles, and the return type, we know what will be the return type again. However, you can say string and set. Okay, so hover your mouse on set, input the set. You can see what is set. Set is a Java util, is a part of Java util package. Okay, and then so how this works, we have covered already this part in our previous lecture. but still I will explain you how this works. So in driver, this method, when it's called get window handles method, so it will have the knowledge about all the session been created through our driver. So example, and that time it will create. So here is our two window we have. One is parent window, another one is, you can say, one is a parent window and another one is and child window, right? So when you use get window handles method, so there will be ID or handle ID. There will be ID will create for this, and there will be ID will create for this. Okay. And this both ID you can put in a one variable which is called handles. So object reference of set. Both type of ID is a string, and it's put this part and this both window is stored in a set. Set is a part of Java collection. Okay, it is a part of, comes from Java collection, and it's allowing you to store multiple elements, but unique multiple elements. So when there is a session created for a parent window and child window, those session ID are unique. That's why those both of them in multi-element need to store in a set container. Okay, that's why it's a set we are using over here. Let's get back to our code. So here now this object handles has the knowledge about both of the ID. Okay, both of the ID for parent and child window. Now now if we say driver dot switch to window, we have to pass a specific ID. Here handles have a both ID knowledge, but we need to pass for the child, we need to pass the child ID. Okay, so how can we get the child ID? So it means if we go back again, we can create we can traverse, if we traverse to this parent window and extract that ID, and we can put in a variable, so we'll have the parent window. And similarly, if we able to traverse to child window and extract that ID and puts in a variable, we'll have the child ID, session ID, then we can pass whatever we need. Okay, so let's go there. So we'll say in this case we're going to use to traverse that set container. There is a method, it's called iterator method. In this method we'll able to find this underneath the set. So set up we'll use handles, this object reference. You can see there is an iterator method. Okay, this method will help us to traverse. Okay, let's call this method and puts in this variable is called itr, and then the return type would be, you can see iterator is string. Okay, so return type would be again a string, and then rator. Okay, this is the so that's the iterator type. So import the iterator util. You can see import the package related for the iterator. Now this iterator have the knowledge about its, you can say this is the object who have the knowledge about both ID, which is coming from the handles variable over here, right? So you can say iterator is, you can consider as a pointer. Okay, so it's something like that. So iterator is a pointer. It has the knowledge about the both parent window and child window. Now if I ask a iterator go to the next, when I say itr dot next, if I say ask next, so it will go first. The first one is parent window, and it can grab the ID and puts in a variable. And again, if I say go next, then it will go to the next one. Is a from parent to, it will go come to the child one, right? So that's the way we can get the ID for the both parent and child window. Okay, so let's come over here. So we'll say over here itr dot next method, call the next method. So next is first is a parent one, so definitely it will, this next method will get the ID. This is the job to grab the ID. So whatever the ID is there, it will get that ID. So we can put this one in a variable. We can say parent window say handle. Okay, parent window handle, and the return type would be a string. Okay, the same way and again, if we say again itr dot next, so it will move to the next one, right? It will move to the next one. So what's the next one? So next one after the parent, if I say again itr next, so it will come to the next, which is the child one. Okay, it will come over here, right? So this one, this time, second time, it will be child. So I would say child window handle. This is the variable. So this variable will get the the ID of the session ID of the child window, and this variable will get the session of the parent ID. Okay, now if I say driver.switch to window, what window? I have to pass exactly the ID or session window ID I have to pass. So if I need to launch to or work on this child window, I have to pass over here. Before I have to pass the child window handle ID. So let's pass this variable over here. Now our driver will switch to child one, which is nothing. Will launch of this one, and then if I say, so now our driver, it's moved to or staying now on this application. Now whatever you want to do in this application, you will follow the regular process. So if I want to get the say title, we'll say driver dot get title. So we can see get title. So it will apply this method will apply in this application because our driver is now is staying over here. So I'll get the title, and let's put title in a variable string. Okay, and now if I want to, so I got the title from this application. Now I want to push, enter this title, use this title to on this application, right? Codenbox automation, there is a text field, so it means it is another application. So again, to work on this application or parent application, I have to switch our driver back to parent applications. So again, we have to say, hey driver dot switch to where? Switch to window. What window? Parent window. So what's the ID of the parent window? Here is the parent window ID. So you have to pass over here parent window. So then your ID, your driver will switch back to parent application. Now you can work on the parent application. So let's see what's our parent applications, where we're going to type. We're going to type over here hide or show example, right? Let's inspect this. There is an ID for this. Let's use ID. There is a let's use XPath. Okay, or what would be the XPath? Come on, what would be the XPath? / and then input. So XPath would be input and then ID @ID equals to, you can say @ID equals to single quote the value of the ID. It should be, you can see element. Yes, it's locating this. Okay, right? So you can see, right? So let's copy this one and let's get back to our code. Okay, I'll get back to our code. Here we're going to say driver dot find the element by dot XPath, and what's the value of the XPath? This is the value of the XPath of that text field, show hide text field, and here we want to enter the title of our second window, second application. So to enter something, so we'll use the send keys, and then what do you want to type? We want to type the title. So let's pass this title variable here. Okay, it should work. One thing I want to say, after we launch, when you launch this this application, our second application, let's put a thread.slips, because sometimes when you launch a new application, you switch your driver to up there, it might take some few extra seconds because it depends on how long it takes to load your second application. Let's have a thread dot sleep, okay, and then maybe 3000 milliseconds. Okay, hover your mouse, add through declaration. Okay, that should be good. Okay, and then you can say driver dot quit. Okay, so let me comment this one so that we can see the output. Okay, let's run it. This is our first application. Launch it. Second application, okay, in a separate window. It should get the title and it get back to our parent application, first application, and you can see over here. You can see over here it's already enter the the title from the second application. Okay, so Codenbox IT solution services. Very good, right? So that's the way you can use multi-window or tabs. Here again, instead of window you can use tab. That could be your take as in your exercise. Okay, that's all. Thank you.